Are you tired of feeling stuck, ashamed, and controlled by your porn addiction? You know, you don't have to live like this anymore. Today, I'm going to share with you the 10 powerful rules that'll help you break free from pornography addiction and help you in stepping into the man and the life that you were called and created to live. Now, these are not just tips. These are principles, rules that if lived by can help you reclaim back your life and are the same exact rules that I used 6 years ago and have become the foundation for our program that has helped thousands of men rebuild their confidence, rediscover their purpose, and step into the life that they were all called to live. So if you are ready to leave this addiction behind and become a porn-free man that you know you can be, today's episode is for you. So grab a notebook, lean in, guys, and let's get to work because freedom is possible and it starts right here. 10 rules of porn addiction recovery, guys. These are the foundation of our recovery. If you're chasing becoming a porn-free man, if you're struggling with an addiction right now, make these rules the foundation of your life. Make these non-negotiables and the principles at which you live and design your life by. Rule number 1, gentlemen, we must tell the truth. Yes, I'm talking about radical honesty across the board in every single area, every single sector of our lives. Truth with ourselves about the impact that this addiction has had, truth with others about the things that we want and don't want, and truth in every single area of our lives. Integrity, truth must become the foundation. And that's why this is rule number 1. Rule number 2 for creating a porn-free life is you got to know what you want. You got to have a vision for your life without pornography. You got to have a vision for the life that you can live if you were to leave this addiction behind. You got to have a vision for the man that you can become. So many men say they want to quit porn, but they don't know what that life without pornography is because it's been a part of their life for over a decade. So we have to know exactly what we want. What do we want in our physical health? What do we want to be doing career-wise? What do we want our relationships to look like? What do we want our service to our communities to look like? You got to know exactly what you want in every single area of your life. Rule number 3 for porn addiction recovery freedom is believing in yourself. It's been my experience in 5 years of coaching men now that lack of belief, lack of confidence is the number one thing that keeps men shackled to their pornography addiction. If you do not believe that you can live a life free of pornography, you will do everything within your power, both consciously and subconsciously, to keep yourself from finding freedom. You got to have belief. And belief starts with a mindset, but must be followed with a stackable proof of evidence that you are who you say you are. The more you begin to tell the truth, the more you begin to know what it is you want, have a vision for your life, the more belief that you're going to be able to build within yourself. So yes, these rules stack on top of each other. Rule number 4 for successful porn addiction recovery is practicing daily gratitude. You got to change the lens at which you see the world through. You got to begin to live life through an optimistic lens. And I know that this can be hard. I struggled with porn addiction for 2 decades. It can create hopelessness in one's life. It can create lack of inspiration in one's life. But when you wake up every day, begin to seek things to be grateful for, it changes the lens at which you see the world through. Now you see opportunities to create freedom versus opportunities and setbacks to trigger you. So you have to have a daily gratitude practice. I recommend making this a part of your morning routine. It's actually what we teach inside our programs in our communities. Rule number 5 for your porn addiction recovery journey is you have to seek continuous growth in books and podcasts just like this one, and finding mentorship and coaching. But if you know what you want, you have a vision for your life, going back to rule number 2. That vision is a version of you that you currently are not. And the only way to get there is by continually growing into that next version. You see, I think what makes Rebuilt Recovery unique here and what we do is that we use a growth-centric lens to see recovery through. Yes, we're going to talk about the past. We're going to unpack any things that may have held you back up until this point. But it's all about casting this vision for this man that we must become. So rule number 5 is we have to be seeking continuous growth in books and podcasts and mentorship and in coaching and other communities. Rule number 6 for porn addiction recovery is you must learn to deny yourself. Learn to say no to those temptations. Learn to say no to those triggers. Learn to say no by practicing fasting on a regular basis. If you've been around for any length of time now, you've heard us talk about 48-hour fast, weekly 24-hour fast, using intermittent fasting. Learning to say no is a crucial element. So you have to build the ability to deny yourself. And this is going to tie into the vision because the thing that you say you want, you have to sacrifice certain things right now to get there. So learning to deny yourself is rule number 6. Rule number 7, create and build community. I love the quote here. The opposite of addiction is not sobriety, but rather it's community and connection. You see intimacy, you see pornography addiction is an intimacy disorder. We feel alone, we feel isolated, not connected to others. So we seek out these false sense of gratification and dopamine hits through pornography. Well, the only way to get that is out of that is to expand your capacity for real community, real connection. Get plugged into an online forum. Join us in the Rebuilt Man School community. I'll link it down there in the show notes below, school.com/the Rebuilt Man. This is our free community of men all across the world that are supporting and lifting each other up. Get plugged into a men's group. Get plugged in, lead a Bible study in your own community. But you got to expand your capacity for real meaningful and deep relationships. So rule number 7 is building community, seeking real connection. Rule number 8, it's touched on a couple times here already, but you got to do hard things. You got to do hard things. The only way to become the version of the person that you are not yet is by doing things that you have not done yet. Those are going to be hard. Continuous growth is going to be hard. Believing yourself is going to be hard. Telling the truth when you've been a liar is going to be hard. You got to lean into the discomfort because it's on the other side of the difficult, challenging things that the next version of you sits. We can get into the science of the anterior cingulate cortex within our brain. When you do hard things, it grows and expands. I don't want to go too deep in that here today. But everything you're wanting sits on the other side of the hard things you're avoiding doing. The weight you want to lose is sitting on the other side of the hard exercise, sitting on the other side of denying yourself in the kitchen. Your life of freedom is sitting on the other side of doing the hard things that you're avoiding doing right now. So you must begin to do these things daily. Rule number 9 of your porn addiction recovery journey is you must serve others. Your life right now as a porn addict is centered around you. You are the center of your world. You are the center of your universe. You don't feel good in certain moments, so you use other people on a screen to pleasure yourself. Selfish behavior, gentlemen, selfish. Freedom will be found when you learn to live a life in service of others. For the Christians out there, this is the call of God. This is love God, love others. Jesus was the ultimate example of a service-oriented leader. For 35 years of my life, Frank sat at the center of it. Now he hosts 2 podcasts for free. We have free communities. We have 10,000 plus people that have downloaded our free courses, books, and programs. Everything in my life changed when I stopped thinking about the things that I wanted and begin to ask the question, what do others need? And what can I give them? Rule number 9, serve others. Rule number 10, this is the one that most men will struggle with the most. Pornography addiction creates lustful desires in our heart. Women are beautiful, and they're going to continue to be. So your 10th rule here in your journey to freedom is you must learn to appreciate beauty. Beauty in the female form, beauty in life, beauty in God, beauty in others. You see, I talk inside of our community with our coaching clients about this very thin line that men cannot cross. How do we acknowledge and appreciate a woman's beauty without participating in objectifying it? And I was on a call the other day with a gentleman, and he was struggling with this thought that if I give up porn, how am I going to live if I still desire women? Well, brother, you got to change the way you see women. You got to change the relationship you have with beauty. Real freedom is found in being able to look at a beautiful woman and acknowledge her beauty for what it is. Appreciate it for the way that God designed her, and not allow that beauty to hijack my mind, to hijack my thoughts and control my life. Rule number 10, learn to appreciate beauty. 10 rules for porn addiction recovery. Tell the truth, know what you want, have a vision, believe in yourself, practice daily gratitude, seek continuous growth through books, podcasts, and mentorship. Learn to deny yourself, build real connection and community, do hard things, serve others, and learn to deny yourself. Guys, this is the blueprint. This is the formula. Do you need some coaching and mentorship? Probably you need to be held accountable to things that you're doing. That's why I recommend joining us inside our free school community, school.com, SKOOL.com/The Rebuilt Man. I linked it down there in the episode notes below. But guys, I hope that this was valuable. We're committed here in 2025 to helping you build the life that you deserve. So 10 rules. Drop a comment down there below. Like, rate, review, subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. But Coach Frank Richard, The Rebuilt Man. We love you guys. We'll see you in the next one.